DJ and graffiti had grown, b-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game, but a sixth emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight, visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite, from the pages to the beats, a seamless blend, the sixth element, where two worlds transcend.
Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guiding the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
What up, y'all? Sixth Element in the building. Corey Adger, sup? Stu Dog,
what up? What up?
Crazy show tonight because I can't fit everything. You know, we do these shows. These shows are like 2-3 hours long, and I can't possibly fit everything that we discuss on a thumbnail or in the title. So, guys, please just read the description. It's just so much easier because there's so much that we do cover on these shows, and I feel like people miss out because they see the thumbnail and they see the title and they think, oh, well, that's all the show's about. Well, they move on. There's so much more that they miss. You know what I mean? Like tonight, we got the show here. Nas wants the world to see hip-hop legends as superheroes. Where else have we heard that before? Sixth element of hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that. Nas did the whole interview talking about comics, so we're going to break all that down. But more than that, me and Stu have been bombarded with action figures as Hasbro and Hasbro has flooded the market with new Jones. So we're going to do the unboxing, and I see Stu is like, he can't wait. He's just raring to go. So let's let Stu unbox that bad boy. What you got, dog?
Boom! Buddha. Shot you classified. Buddha. Bang.
That's an empty box. There you go. All right. Budo. Yeah, man. Can't wait for Budo, dog. Cannot wait to get Budo myself.
It's been like Christmas.
What you got?
It's been like Christmas here. This is the final product. We don't care about boxes in this house. So, bang. I took his head off because I actually stuck it in the helmet already. So,
we'll plug it on the box.
You got like 3 different looks you can go with, man. Maybe even a dozen. I don't know. It depends. You can mix and match if you want. Bang. So you got the traditional samurai look with all the pieces and accessories that come with it.
That is traditional samurai armor? No, there's the traditional samurai armor.
There's the traditional samurai armor right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
2 different head sculpts. So you can go, okay, let's say you want to go with this commando samurai look. Because
you mix and matching right there. You got the classic samurai helmet with the commando mercenary body.
Exactly.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, you can make them however you want. Or you can go full on the blind samurai.
Yeah, you know, I'm definitely have to set mine up like that.
Yeah, straight up Ghost of Yotai, Ghost of Tsushima look. You can do all. You can do it all. You can have him chilling with his helmet under his arm. He's got 2 different helmets. He's got this helmet here. Now this helmet is interesting because it has a microphone on it. So
that's more like this one from the original G.I. Joe days.
Yes.
That's the original Budo helmet.
Yes. Yes. And you can set him up the original way if you want. So yeah. Whatever you imagine. Comes with 3 swords. Carrying
3
case.
swords. Okay.
3 swords.
Good deal.
Comes with weapons. Pistol.
Let me see that gun. Is that Dusty's right? Yeah, that's Dusty's rifle. The rifle.
Dusty.
Yeah, Dusty's rifle. It was not a bad. There you go. Oh wait, no, is that Dusty's rifle? Hang on. Yep.
That's Dusty's joint?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so now you got his traditional greaves. And while Reno's doing a little unboxing or reading the
Go ahead, bro.
this Nas interview, I'm gonna set him up. I want mine to be the traditional samurai style.
That's the way I gotta do it.
Yeah,
True.
that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna be
Only
setting
way.
that up as the show is going on. I'll set that up, and then I'm gonna display it for you guys. Comes
Cool.
with 2 little sashes. Comes with a regular sash. Comes with
Oh,
traditional samurai,
there you
Ghost of Yotai, and Tsushima.
go.
Mm. So that's
Great
Buddha
ass
in a nutshell.
Conan.
But I'm gonna set him up though. I'm gonna set him up a little bit, and I'll show him to you guys in a minute once he gets set up because it's a lot. It really
Yeah,
is
that's
a lot.
that's bananas, man. That's bananas,
And
bananas,
hold up.
man.
And for some of you guys who are worried, all of this comes off. Bang. So this
Yeah,
comes off.
that's how you switch it to the classic armor.
This plastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
there
this
you
comes
go.
off. But you gotta take I gotta take this head off to get this off. So you
There you
take
go.
this off. And you could have them, you could have just a regular. You could even do this if you wanted to. You could even just put the guns in his hand and just go
Mhm.
ham like this. Like it's up to you. It really is up to you.
And when the helmet comes off, he's got the top knot and everything. It's cool. Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Look at it from the back. That's awesome.
yeah. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, forgot. It
Yeah,
was a
don't worry.
struggle to get it on. Well,
While he's
I'll tell you
working
what.
on that, we got well, let me break it down for y'all what's going on tonight. First of all, we got Nas is here to talk about. Yes, Nas is here in the studio with us today. He's gonna come and talk, sit down with us on the chair here. He'll pull up here. He's gonna walk up here behind me in a second. Right on, he'll be chilling. And we'll talk. We'll have an interview. No, I'm just fucking with you. But I'm gonna read this interview. It's dope. He talks about comic books and how, he's always been a part of comics have always been part of his life the whole since he was a little kid, since he can remember, and basically how hip-hop, and like how we always say on our show, hip-hop sixth element of hip-hop is how we started our show, and that was talking about the correlation between hip-hop and comic books and how they've always been one and the same, or always been related, and how hip-hop is the unsung how comic books is the unsung sixth element of hip hop, right? Hip hop has your 5 elements: your graffiti, DJing, MCing, fashion, knowledge, or beatboxing. Wait, what the fuck am I talking about? Help me out. DJing, MCing, graffiti, breakdancing,
Beatboxing.
and fashion. No, it's not beatbox. It's breakdancing. Sorry, and fashion. Or knowledge, depending on who you ask. But anyway, sixth element being comic books. Jesus Christ. And Nas is here to talk about that. But yeah, we always talk about it on our show. And then we talked about how even after we started the show, sixth element of hip hop, how comic books are an element of hip hop. I got the Wu-Tang manual by RZA, and in the manual, he has a chapter or a chamber, as he calls it, called comics. And first line in the fucking chapter or chamber, it says, "Comics are a hip hop of element, are a element of hip hop," and like it just doesn't get any. I mean, what do you call it? I don't know what you call it when something like makes sense. What's the word? Not gratification.
Actually,
Nah, help me out, man. Fuck.
then you said it doesn't get any more.
Nah, like when something like God damn, what's the word? I'm really having a moment. Shit. Fuck it. I'll come back to it. We're also going to talk about Avengers What the fuck? Avengers Doomsday. The Sentinels for Avengers Doomsday and who controls them. And also Peacemaker, the finale, release date, everything that we're going to talk about, or everything that they have. And then James Gunn's next 5 DC movies and TV shows unveiled. Supergirl cast, character guide, who's in the highly anticipated movie, and then Spider-Man Brand New Day release date. First look at Nicolas Cage's live action Spider-Man merch, and Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Super excited about this Game of Thrones spinoff. They have a new poster out, and we're going to talk. The creator explains the key differences between this show and Game of Thrones. We're going to talk about a couple movies that are coming out: Project Hail Mary and Heat 2. Yes, that's right. Heat Part 2. Batman, the Bat Family, and we're going to talk about the new Punisher comic, where Punisher is now a villain in Marvel, full on. Just if he had anything that kept him from being a violent monster before, it's gone. And yeah, Larry Hama doing Logan Black, White, and Blood. What else? And some in-hand pictures of some new figures that are coming down the way, including the Soundwave. What else? Oh, and then of course we're gonna do the unboxings today. We got the X-Men 97 Wave 3. We got Star Wars Black Series Anakin from Revenge of the Sith. And then obviously Budo, which we just saw there. Shout out Game Freakness. Hi, Messenger Instagram. Still want me on the show. Where'd you go? What's your Instagram, bro?
You send it to you?
I don't know. I'm looking. It's not Game Freakness. What is it? What is it on? What's your Instagram, bro? Yeah, I don't see Game Freakness. I don't know. Let me type it in. I have a lot of what you call them. Yep, there it is. There it is. All right, there you go. Accepted you. So yeah, man, just shoot me your email and we'll set it up. We'll make it happen. Gotcha. Definitely. All right, so lot to do tonight, but yes, look it up. Look, Stu.
It's like Christmas. Ooh,
Where's
you got the whole line.
I'm telling you, it's another one. Where's the other one? Here we go. This one. And then we got Black Series Anakin, which a lot of people have been waiting on Black Series to release an Anakin from Revenge of the Sith right before he becomes right before he's Darth Vader, right before he gets his limbs chopped off by Obi-Wan. That Anakin figure.
Wait a minute, time out. Hold up. Wait a minute. Stop.
What?
There was never a Black Series Anakin like that?
Not that came by himself. Like you had to buy a 2-pack. You had to buy his big bone of contention in the community. Like everybody's like, bro, can we have the fucking figure by itself? But yeah, finally it's here. A lot of people are happy.
That they are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy.
Because listen. I work with a guy that is a big black. I'm trying. Everybody out there, I'm trying to get him on the show. Listen, he has.
Oh, the guy with all the Black Series stuff?
Reno, and everybody in the chat, he has one of the most complete and dopest Black Series collections I have ever seen. And the way he has them is he made this shelf with these slots that fits the figure. Like, so take Budo here. It fits the figure in there perfectly. Like he measured it out. He's a woodworker, so he knows how to work with wood. There we go.
He made a dope shelf, like a display.
He made a dope custom display. And then I gave him the idea to put lights on it. I was like, put lights on the joint, bro. Like, hey, why you light it up? He's like, oh, I didn't think about that. Man. So he comes to me a couple months later, no lie, and he ran these little, because he had it lit he was using the lighting that was already there. You could see it. It was great to see. Like it wasn't like it was like you couldn't see it. But I was if you put the lights, if you put the RGBs on it, like smaller ones, and run it up and down the cabinet, it'll light the figures better. Yeah. And I was like, if you come down in your basement in the dark and you just got that lit up, it would look more epic. And so he did it. He was like, yo, this is bomb. Like, he was like, hey. But when I tell you, that's what he does. Listen, I used to pick his brain about Black Series. And he used to tell me, which ones are the most valuable. Ahsoka, like he was saying, the first Ahsoka they came out with,
Right.
and he was like, that's like one of the most valuable figures there is because he said they didn't make that many and they bought them all up, and they never came out with another one. They never restocked it, never redid anything. And he broke that down to me, but he has all the vehicles, he has whatever you think of, he's got it. Like he's got it serious, and he only collects Star Wars. He doesn't collect anything else. That's all he collects. Star Wars Black Series.
All my
He has
Star
a-
Wars are fucking in a box. Look, I got this little setup with the Siths.
I was going to say that's a whole Sith army right there.
They watching them fight, and you know what I mean? They got Chewie over here, your boy, and a couple of these. But that box right, you see that? That's all Black Series. I don't know if you can see if it's too dark or what, but yeah, it's a lot.
It is a lot. That's a lot of Black Series.
Yeah, I need to get it. I need to get a shelf. Fuck. Everything falling apart today, bro. Yeah, it's wild. All right, let me turn this shit off. All right, yeah, man. Shout out to the immortal Biggie Shaq. What he said, Nas like nasty Nas. Yes, Nas like nasty Nas, the rapper. Yes, that Nas.
That Nas.
That Nas. Yeah. That Nas. So Nas has been a part of a lot of comics. Well, here's just a few of like some indie joints that people have done. There's If I Were Ruled the World. Imagine that, him and Lauren. Some Nas joints. Got the Illmatic joint.
That joint's hard.
World Is Yours. I'm out for presidents to represent me. Let's see, you got what else? Nas Illmatic, New York State of Mind. Nasty Nas. Go a Biggie joint. But here's Marvel doing Miles Morales, which is a mock or a homage to the original Nas Illmatic album cover. And so I feel this was some like real hip hop and comics correlation, serendipitous. You know what I mean? Biggie Shaq salute.
I always thought that was a dope comic cover. I think I got that joint too. I know you got it, right? You still got it, right?
Oh yeah. One of my prized possessions. This shit's worth like 500 right now. Like 550.
All those hip hop covers. They were supposed to do another run this year, but they never surfaced. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They're supposed to do like all new artists or something like that. But I forget why they didn't do it. I don't even know if they came up. They even told they just didn't do it yet, or they're holding it. I'm trying to figure. I don't. But I know I will collect them all. Like I collect most of them. I got all the Wu-Tang covers. Those are the ones I wanted the most. Eric B. and Rakim. I got a few of them. But I definitely got all the Wu-Tang covers. I definitely got those.
Peace, EGC, salute. Yeah, man, the Wu-Tang covers are dope. I got a bunch of those too. So I got the Ready to Die Ant, man. I got some nice Wu-Tang covers. I like the Wu-Tang Forever with the G.I. Joe with the Cobra. That's one of my favorites.
That was dope
Cobra with G.I. Joe and Wu-Tang.
Yeah, that was a dope cover.
Yeah, dope. Just a bunch of them. We had Pharaoh Monch on here. He got his. Hey, bro, that plastic is mad loud.
I know, man, but I'm done. I'm just gonna take this last one. Last thing.
Yeah, he got the his own comic called what's it? He called it Kill Kill Kill, based on a anime that he made. which is dope as fuck. And we had him on the show, Pharoah Monch. He came on. Yeah, he was on the show. We did interview Pharoah Monch about that. But Nas sits down with what's his name? With Andre G at Rolling Stone. Since debuting the in 1991 on Main Sources Live at the Barbecue compilation, Nas was intent on amplifying New York hip hop, and his first full length album, Illmatic, was an evolution in hip hop lyricism, and his top tier penmanship has powered a catalog of 17 solo albums. He's always paid respect to pioneers with songs like Where Are They Now, the 80s remix, 2007. I mean, with Kumo D, MC Shan, Dana Dane on there telling stories. Nas has a new project, though, aimed at honoring more hip hop legends. Alongside the label Mass Appeal, he's dropping the Legend Has It album series, which includes Slick Rick, Raekwon and Ghost, Mobb Deep, posthumous Big L record, De La Soul, DJ Premier is doing music. Nas is obviously on there. And Nas said, you would think that was a sound that you no longer hear again. But that sound lives in all hip hop music. Mass Appeal has also partnered with Marvel Comics on this Legend Has It album, and it's a Legend Has It comic written by Brandon Thomas and drawn by Sanford Green, and this is what it looks like right here. That's the cover.
That's dope, man.
Hell yeah, that shit's gas. And Nas is right there in the middle. He's the one with like the stars. Think about the character Eternity from Marvel, where he's like all black, but he's got the universe and shit all inside. You can see that's kind of how they did Nas in the comic here, which I think is a dope way to go. Like, if you're gonna be any character in Marvel, Eternity is fucking like God status. Then you got Slick Rick obviously on the top there with the eye patch. I think these three yellow armored guys, that's probably De La Soul. Ghost and Ray on the right next to Nas. Big L, I think, is in the top left corner. But yeah, that's a dream team right there.
That is.
So with this project, Mass Appeal is literally partnering with Marvel and to immortalize the acts, the MCs as superheroes, which is what I think, if you go back to our earliest videos, bro, I was talking about how growing up, like, we see rappers kind of like superheroes. Like our favorite rappers were like superheroes.
Yeah,
that's the way we emulated them. That's the way we revered them. That's the way, you know what I mean? And come to find out, which obviously it makes sense, all the MCs and producers and shit are all comic fans. Like
big comic fans, like, big time.
Method Man has over 30,000 comics. That's not a little collect. That's like most stores don't have, shops, he's got a warehouse full of shit. So like, and that's just, I mean, like I said, Pharoah Monch came on to talk about his joint. Pharoah Monch probably has more Marvel Legends than I do. Mayfex, all of that, bro. Straight up and down. So, these dudes all been into this shit since the beginning, and comics have always been a part of hip hop. You think about every MC that has a alter ego. I mean, the obvious Wu-Tang, Johnny Blaze and Tony Starks and the whole nine. Like, but so many MCs, like I can't even think. Song lyrics, song titles, album art covers, cover art. Like I said, aliases between character names, you know what I mean? Like, it's been so intertwined and so overlooked at the same time, because until now comics and nerddom was never cool. It was never accepted in the hip hop community. It was never, you know what I mean? You were never allowed to admit that you fucked with certain shit, and that's changing now. And like more people are coming out and admitting that they've been comic fans all along, and that's like a lot of us, you know. And so
Yeah.
it's just great.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you take the earlier days of hip hop, like I always said, like you have different generations that were so close. Like my older cousin, he was into Cool Mo D. He was into I don't know,
50 ways.
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Like he was into all that, the Supreme Team show and all that hip hop they used to play. To me, I call it scat hip hop because they always had these like really fast beats, and they would get on there and they would rap like hip hoppity hip busy bee. Like he was into all that.
Mm.
Like my generation, your generation, somebody like Corey Adger or Slade or like Supreme Shack that was just on like our generation of hip hop, which I think a lot of us overlook. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. BGP. I think all of us overlook the fact that our generation of hip hop went from that hop hippity hop to the Run DMC era, which ushered in Mobb Deep, Nas, all of them, Eric B and Rakim. Like they're so close. Like Eric B and Rakim, Karis One, they're on the cusp. But the rest of that 90s, that late 80s, late 80s, 90s hip hop that we love so much, Tribe and all of that, that's us. That's our generation. And so like when you get like my older cousins and them, they listen to it, but they were more like, kind of missing that Kumo D era. That was
That's
just it
and
was small.
your
It was
generation.
small. It was there.
See,
But it was
there's
there.
so many genres and eras, bro. Like even as
It
I hear
is.
you talking, just you being what, how old are you?
52, baby.
And I'm 46. So just that gap, that which is 5, 6
About
years,
6 years. Yeah.
that is a huge margin. Like me, my era starts with Wu-Tang, Nas. Like that's where,
90,
like,
right. With that when 90 but
Rakim
see,
and Cool and
right.
KRS One and all that, Kane and all that. Like I was young, I wasn't off the porch during that time though. I was listening to it, but what I consider my era and what I think your era is, like I've been on hip hop since I was 4 years old. Like I was listening to hip hop. You can take it back to Grandmaster Caz and all that, but I consider your era is when you've literally jumped off the porch and you're out of your house and you're going off
Oh,
and
I
chilling.
agree.
You're going
I
to
agree.
parties. You're going in the
I agree.
street. You're
I
on the
agree.
corner.
I
That's
agree.
that's your era. So for me, yeah, it's more like 93 to 98, like that.
See now 93, I
That's my
graduated.
golden
See,
age.
I graduated high school in 92. So
Right.
90, so from
Yeah,
1990,
I was in 7th grade.
yeah, see 1990, it started kicking off for me, but I was still in high school.
8th
But
grade.
about 90, but about 93, if you look it up, if you look about 93, because Nas dropped his album about 92, I think it
92,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
92.
When
It's
that
92,
when
yeah.
that hit,
Really,
yeah,
Illmatic was my intro. Like that's when I was the first shit
I
I
think,
I hustled to. Like the first shit I took out of the house and went,
yep. And I
had
think we all,
in my
yeah,
Walkman.
I think we all, because it started an era of hip hop that was from that younger generation. That right there kicked it all off. Because Nas used like 5 different producers on the album. Nobody had ever did that before. Everybody had the same producer. Everybody had the same, you know what I mean? Like they used one producer, one engineer. Nas used like 5 different. He had
Yeah.
5 different people making beats on that album. And people don't realize that. I didn't even realize it until now when I started really, really listening to the interviews. I was like, yo, he had that many people? I was like, he did that. But
You
now when
see
I
that?
listen to it, I know Pete Rock did this beat. I
Yep.
know Premier did this beat. I know such and such. I know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, all right,
Large
now I can
Professor.
Rock Arts Professor. Now I can feel who did what beats. Now I feel it. That's what made it so revolutionary. And then rappers started doing that. They
Yep.
started saying, well, putting 2 producers on, got 3 different people making beats, going beat shopping. We didn't do that before Nas came out with Illmatic. Nobody
Shout
did
out
that.
to Pete Rock too, because this produced by Pete Rock right here. And Yeah, Pete
Yeah,
Rock.
the world is yours.
We got a close connection to Pete Rock on this show too, because his brother Grap Lover has been on the show several times, and Grap Lover's daughter, Pete Rock's niece, is like pretty much a co-host on the show, Sada.
Yeah. We
You know,
don't
you
see it.
stood down to help judge for my Battle of the Bars rap tournament on Sunday, November 30th. Bro, you already know. Sunday, November 30th, y'all, it's gonna be a Battle of the Bars rap tournament on BDBGP's channel. And I'll be one of the judges. Yeah, definitely, bro. Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't want to overstep my bounds, but probably Stu would probably join too. Maybe me and Stu could be a duo judge.
Yeah,
All right.
You know, I listen to music all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. That's all I do.
Uh-huh. So Mass Appeal, Marvel, Nas, Ghostface, all involved in this bad boy here, in this comic here, which hella hard to get, by the way. You have to like apply. Like I've applied to get an email to hopefully win an opportunity to be able to buy one of these, because you know it's not going to be mass produced. So yeah, well, you know, these will probably be a pretty penny on eBay, maybe. But anyway,
Exactly
yeah,
what they're gonna be. Yeah, you know, all the scalpers are gonna be.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
trying to sell that.
it's dropping at New York Comic Con, right? You know, this coming, I think it's this weekend, right? New York Comic Con. So
Yeah, Comic-Con is starting Thursday. Tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow,
Comic-Con
right?
starts tomorrow. Yeah.
So yeah, it's every Nas said every artist that's on this Marvel cover was once comic book fans. So
Mm.
for all of us, it's one of the coolest things. All right. He's telling you right now, all these dudes were comic fans. You know what I
I
mean?
believe it.
Ghost, Ray, Slick Ray, of course, Ghost and Ray, De La Soul, of course. You don't even have to. You wouldn't have to. You don't even have to tell me that they're comic fans. I can listen to their
You
music.
can listen to their music and listen to some of the stuff they
You
say.
can look at their
But
album covers.
yeah, but when I was talking about the generations, what I meant to say, my point is that we were younger when the older rappers were rapping. LL Cool J, Kool Moe Dee, and all them. So we're reading comics and listening to hip hop. That's
Right.
what we were doing. That's what
Right.
we were doing. Reno, me, BDGBP, all of us. We were reading comics and listening to hip hop. Because I remember going to the comic store and listening to Tribe and reading X-Men, reading Batman, Superman. That's what we're doing. So now
Mm.
you got these guys, they like to rap, they like rap music. Now they putting their music out and they're putting these lyrics of stuff they read in comics and they're lyricing it up. And now they're not going to stop being comic fans because they became famous rappers. They're going to embrace the industry with what they like. That's why
Right.
when we interviewed Pharaoh Monich, he had a collection of comics and collectibles because that's what he was into. And he listened to hip hop while he was into it. And that's the beauty of it. And they just brought it into the culture with him.
Yeah, it's part of the culture.
Yeah.
All right, broski, that's what's up. Stu can definitely join if he's available on that day. That's
Okay.
what's up. November 30th.
November 30th?
Yeah.
Be there.
So Nas does this so all right, the first question they asked was, Nas, what does it mean? Matter of fact, you know what? Let me put it up here so you can read along. Fuck it. Ain't like I wrote the shit. All right. He said, what does it mean to be able to amplify your peers and predecessors with this series? All right. He said, in hip hop music, this is Nas' answer. In hip hop music, you got different age groups, different cities, countries that have their own section of hip hop all over the world. It's finally become a global thing. And when I was a kid, is hip hop global? Was the question. Is it just a New York to LA thing? Is it just America or just London? Some of the grown-ups didn't understand it or believe it would last. Not only did it last, it became a worldwide thing. So to play any part in it today, this year, 2025, is a dream come true. And yes, bro, it global hip hop is a global phenomenon, bro. It is a global it is absolutely global. It's every country on the planet has their own version of it. They have their own rappers. It's
Definitely got their own
absolutely global.
rappers. Definitely. What's my man that used to come on? We haven't seen him in a while.
No, Big
Dude,
Jimmy from
yeah,
Germany.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't seen Jimmy for a while.
He sent me a stack of CDs to give out. I done handed them out and shit all over the hood.
Yeah, Jimmy,
But
dope.
yeah, so yeah, man, it's no question that it expanded that it is now a global phenomenon. But like you said, like when I was a kid, and like he said here, that's what he said. When I was a kid, you know, a lot of the grown-ups didn't understand it or believe it would last. And definitely
Yeah,
grown-ups
yeah.
didn't listen to it. And if they did,
No,
like if they heard it, but they didn't buy albums, they weren't bumping it. It wasn't part of their shit. They had their Al Green or whatever, or the Beatles or whatever it was. And we had hip hop, and now we're 40, 50 years old, and now we're the hip hop heads. Think about when we were kids, there were no 40 and 50-year-olds that were hip hop heads. It didn't exist yet. This is
no.
the first time in history that this exists. It didn't exist before now. We're the first hip hop 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds. I mean, generation wise. I mean, obviously, you got rappers that are damn near 60. Shit, some rappers are 60 right now.
Some rappers are 60 right now. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy. All right, next question. He said, was there a specific moment that made you realize hip hop was global? He said, Nas said, when Run DMC did the Live Aid concert with all these artists performing to raise money for famine in Ethiopia. I think that show happened in London, and they were probably the only rap group on the show with rock groups like Queen and everybody. So I knew at that point they had opened doors so that hip hop could become global. And say what you want about Run DMC, man, and say what you want about Walk This Way and all that. That Walk This Way, literally, you could say, is responsible for making hip hop crossover.
It is. And
And
mainstream.
hip hop,
Mainstream.
right? Mainstream, right? Crossing over is what gave it the ability to have the type of funding behind it to make it global. And that's what, man, that's what it's all about. Like that's what, and so yeah, man. I mean, you gotta pay all. You gotta respect history and the
Oh,
truth
you
of
have
what
to,
really
man.
happened. You know.
Because it wouldn't be here if it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Two 60-year-old rappers, African Bambaataa and Wonder Mike, 69 years old.
Damn near 70. Might as well be 70.
Both born in 1950 something, 57,
Crazy,
58.
crazy.
Crazy.
I ain't gonna talk about Africa Pedo Bambaataa, but
But Wonder Mike, we all know who Wonder Mike is,
Wonder Mike.
and we all know what
Yeah.
significant purpose he played in hip hop. But
Yeah.
there's many of them over 40. Run DMC are in their 50s. Nas is 50. Biggie would have been 50.
Andre 3000,
50,000
49.
is 50. Yeah. Biggie
Yeah.
would have been 50. Pac would have been 50 right now. Kane is in his mid to late 50s.
Oh
Like
yeah.
we
Yeah.
got a lot of them that's out there. Man. Chuck
Mhm.
D and Flavor Flav. If they ain't 60 years old,
Nas is 50.
listen. Chuck D and Flavor Flav were in their 30s when I was in high school. So we talking about the 90s. So in the
Bro,
90s, Chuck D and Flavor Flav was 30.
and Nas came out, he was a kid. He was like
He
17
was
when he
17.
16,
He was
16, I
16.
think, when his first shake. So
15, 15. Premier said he
he
was
was the
15 when we
golden
met him.
child,
Yes, he was.
and now
He
he's
carried
50
the
years
torch.
old.
Yeah, he carried the torch. Yeah. Mm.
Yep. All right. So here we getting into the comic shit, starting to get into it. And it gets deeper, guys. It's gonna get good. All right. How did the mass appeal in Marvel comic books happen? How did this whole thing happen? This whole thing that we're talking about here. Hang on, let me throw one more time. This cover right here. Legend has it. Mass appeal. It's going down. We definitely did that, fam. What a time to be alive. I missed that golden era. And I swear, bro, 90s was the golden era of hip hop. I don't
Yeah,
care.
it was.
Say,
Nice, dope, man.
it was the
Like you
best.
would like, you know what I miss? You know what I miss, y'all? I miss hearing people blasting that shit out of their cars, man. Like the new
I
album come
still
out,
hear it.
and you hear cars bumping the newest, latest album. You know what I mean? Whether it be like
We still hear it.
Mobb
It's
Deep.
just that the newest, latest albums be trash.
Yeah, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but no, I
They
love I like when I see someone that's an old head riding by bumping some real good hip hop, and that's something that we will see more now. Like when we were kids, bro, nobody would ever be riding around playing a classic because a classic in hip hop was considered passe. It's old. It's we don't fuck with that no more. And that's one of the biggest, you know, I think drawbacks or problems that hip hop had was that there was always this competition to be the newest, the newest, the newest, and anything old had no value. And so you have like these legends that are broke, penniless. And that doesn't happen in other genres of music because if something's good, it's good. It stays good. People continue to buy it and they continue to share it and they continue to tell their kids about it and their friends and it continues to grow and build and royalties continue to go. But not with hip hop. With hip hop, as soon as it was old, as soon as the new next rap came out, that was no longer valuable. And, you know, of course, there's certain albums that always are gonna, you know, break that mold, like your Illmatics and the Purple Tapes and all, you know, certain albums that will always be sold. But I think we're in an era now where that is starting to change and people are starting to recognize and appreciate. Because again, this is the first time in history where there are 50-year-old rap fans. And so now, yes, we are still going to buy. Even my wife would get on me. She'd be like, "You still playing Nas and shit all the time? I want to hear." It's like, yeah, but like, it's good. Like it's good music. Like there's no reason why we can't listen to something because it's old. Like shit, I still throw on Led Zeppelin. I still throw on Al Green. So what's the
Mhm.
difference? Why
Chuck
not
D
throw
said
on?
Chuck D said it best. Sometimes you got to go old to get new. Like he had a good point. He was like, you might listen to, say you never heard Illmatic before. You listen to it, you're like, yo, this is dope. And you keep listening to it. It's new because it's new to you. It might be old to everybody else, but it's new to you. And sometimes you got to go back to the old stuff to get something new. It doesn't, new don't mean better. It's just different
Yeah,
from old. That's
yeah,
all it is. It's just different from old. That's all it is. Listen, I'm like Rena. I bumped some old stuff. The other day, I mean, over the summer, I was listening to Rakim and Eric B's first tape.
yeah.
I listened to I was bumping it, and it was just as good to me now as it was when I first heard it. But I haven't listened to it in years. But when I put it in, I was like, damn, this joint is slamming. I listened to it for like 2 days straight.
Because you
Rocked it,
listened to that in high school and it was dope.
man. And I'm
That's the
again,
same way I
I'm a,
feel about Wu Tang and Nas and Biggie and I'll still, you know, throw on any of them albums right now. And
man, they just as dope to
as
me as
good
they
as it
was when they
was
first
back in
came
the
out.
day. Exactly.
I'm gonna let y'all know a little secret. When I was younger, I didn't like Eric B. and Rakim's first album, Paid in Full. I really wasn't a big fan of
Oh,
it. Nah, I didn't. I wasn't.
wow.
I didn't. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I had a better appreciation for it when I got older than
Hmm.
I did when I was younger. I really wasn't into.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Listen, once KRS came out, and you had rappers like I was into like KRS. I was
Uh,
into like Stetson Sonic. I liked them when they came out. I liked who else was I killing, man? Like um Critical Beatdown by what you call it. I thought they were dope, man. Tim Dog, Said G and all Cool Keep, I thought they were dope.
hmm.
And they would like clown me for it. They'd be like, yo man, you like them? What? Oh, you like them? I was like, bro, they dope. But
Yeah,
then now they getting their props now. Beastie Boys. I thought the Beastie Boys was dope. People used
right,
to get on me. They used to like, you like the Beastie Boys? Like, bro, the Beastie
right.
Boys is dope. They used to
Yeah,
like, for real? I like them. Run DMC. But everybody liked Run DMC.
yeah.
They would have knew it, man.
That was the first shit that I ever was really introduced to was Fat Boys, Run DMC, and Beastie Boys. Like my older cousins would come from New York and bring me music and I was a fucking toddler listening to that shit. And you know, first album that I ever went out and got myself. I was 9 years old. It was Kool Moe D, Wild Wild West with 50
Mm.
Ways and the Wild Wild West. Before you get bum rushed at the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. Don't
I
forget
remember
the
being
rap.
9 years
And then,
old playing that shit.
cause you had the and then you had the gimmick rap. You had the rapping Duke and came
The
with that
haw, the haw, the
the
haw,
the
haw, haw, haw.
They came out with that. You had the Pee Wee dance, Joe Ski Love.
Yeah.
That was hot, man. Stuff like that was hot, man.
Bro, Fat Boys were fucking respected, bro. Fat Boys were legit.
Nah,
They
they
weren't.
were
They
hip.
weren't. They
Nah,
weren't
they
even a
wasn't no
joke.
gimmick. Yeah, they were hip hop.
Yeah,
They were straight hip hop, man.
they were for
And they
real
used
with it.
and they did some dope music, man. They did a song with the Foursome D's, Foursome D's meets the Fat Boys. That was hot.
Yeah, bro. I used to watch Disorderlies and shit.
Yeah, Disorderly. That was a funny. That was a super funny movie they did. I
Yeah.
mean, Fat Boys just went too commercial at one point. They
After
just
Disorderlies, yeah, they
yeah
really.
they went over the hill
Eventually, they
commercial.
did become super gimmicky and stuff, but that's all they
Yeah,
didn't know. Like that was how hip hop. Like hip hop wasn't. It didn't have a mainstream like blueprint. Like no one had really done the mainstream yet with hip hop, and so yeah,
yeah.
a lot of rappers didn't know what to do and stuff because there was no blueprint. There was no one that paved the way, and so that's what they did is they paved the way, and then that's why rap got better and better. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of our parents, they heard the first rap, and to them it sounded gimmicky, it sounded corny, it sounded not like it took very much skill, and it was not taken seriously. And if you listen to the rhymes and stuff, I don't blame them. A hip to the hip, it to the hip, hip hop, and you don't stop, but drop it to the bank. Like it's funky, but he's not saying anything that, like, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah, it's not complex. It's
Blondie,
not. Yeah, it's
Blondie,
not complex. Yeah, Bonnie.
yeah,
It's not.
Blondie
Yeah,
came out and did a song, but yeah, there was no complexity. There was
there's no
no
complexity.
like
Huh?
Rakim is the first rapper to put extra syllables in the rhyme, and that's that. But that's the thing that started to elevate the, you know, the whole science of rap, and you know, it's saying, and it just got better and better, and like the intricacies, and like, you know,
And you
then
can hear Run
the
DMC in the
Kiddie era was a whole thing, like, and then it evolved, and then into Jay-Z, and then like it just, you know,
And then you can hear,
now
like,
you have
you have rappers like Run DMC saying stuff like, and all our rhymes make a lot of sense. Couldn't wait to see the master jam. Because that was the thing back then. Some rappers,
yeah,
they just didn't make sense. Like
yeah, right,
they would say stuff and they were taking shots at like Busy B, Curtis Blow. They were
yeah.
taking you know what I mean? They were taking shots at the older rappers. Because Run DMC, they were the young bucks then.
And
They were the
even
young
Run, but then to me, but like that shit sounds old as hell to me. Like Run DMC, like that was cutting edge at the time. Run
yeah, but
DMC was
but
cutting edge
look,
at the time when they
but
came
here's
out. Their rhymes were like, oh shit, and the way they would like switch back and forth, like. But we listen to it now, and it
but
sounds silly.
nobody's been able to do it like they did it, man. It's dope the way they did it. I still think it's dope now. But they paved the way. Right. So you gotta remember Grandmaster Cass and Flash and all they influenced Run DMC. Run DMC influenced Nas. Nas influenced everybody that
Run
all the
DMC
guys that came
influenced
after him.
Rakim. Rakim influenced
Influenced
Nas.
right. Right. And then Nas influenced you could say Wu Tang, Mob Deep, and they all came.
Uh,
That's just what it
yeah, they
was.
kind of from the same era.
But
Yeah,
they're the same age because Mob Deep
Nas
and Nas,
influenced. Yeah, like
yeah,
J
they like
Cole.
15, J. Cole and all of them, right? Yeah, they influenced each other. So like there would be no other if Run DMC didn't come out and do because Nas talks about Run DMC. If you did an interview talk hip hop with him, he'd be talking about his references wouldn't be modern rappers or rappers from his era. He'd be talking
Yeah,
about the ones that came before him. He'd be like, man, I used to listen to da 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 da. Da. You know what I mean? And then I would be like, that's what influenced them. And then if you talk to rappers that can, they'd be like, I used to listen to Nas and I thought this was dope. But da 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 da. You gotta have influence. So that's why, like Reno was saying, you gotta pay your homage because you gotta respect the people that influenced you to do it and the eras that influenced you to do it. that to do what you did. And Reno's right about that. So listening to Nas might have influenced your favorite rapper. Listening to Wu-Tang and Wu-Tang influenced other rappers. They influenced other rappers.
Yeah. And all right, so I think we asked the question, we didn't answer it, but how did the mass appeal in Marvel comic book happen? Nas answers, that's another thing that I think we just manifested, being fans of Marvel, which has been a part of my life since I don't even know when. It kind of speaks to the writer in me who would read these things and it would spark my imagination and I would draw my own comic books and color and create the stories. I had a name. I can't remember the name of my company. I was probably 9 or 10 years old. That's Nas talking about comic books. Get the fuck out of here, man. Comic books have been a part of hip hop since day one. It is the sixth element of hip hop. It's been proven. It's been proven. So he said, yes, comics, which has been a part of my life since I don't even know when. It speaks to the writer in me who would read these things, the comics, and they would spark my imagination and draw my own comics. And I'm sure lyrics and all that, right? So, okay, next question. Did you have a favorite Marvel character growing up? Wolverine, Iron Man, that's Ghostface right there all day long. Spider-Man, Magneto, the Hulk. And this is right here, my favorite. And he said it, dog. Wolverine's my guy. And Iron Man, I'm literally a fan of the character Iron Man because of Ghostface. I'm not even gonna front. Like, I loved Iron Man, but I wasn't a big fan of the character until Ghostface made it dope. His first album, Iron Man. It just, I was just like, that's just dope. And Tony Stark is dope, and Iron Man is dope, and because Ghost is my favorite. Is my favorite rapper now. He wasn't my favorite rapper when he came out. Ghost has not always been my favorite MC, not at all. Just it's more of a recent thing. No, Ghost has been my favorite rapper probably in the last 6, 7, 8, 9 years, something like that. But it's because no other rapper paints a fucking picture like Ghostface. No other rapper, when you're listening to their music, do you see a movie in your fucking head? Like Ghost, the way he does shit, bro, he makes you see the movie that he's rapping. Like his words literally paint a fucking, they put a screen in your mind. And you know, he's not the greatest bar rapper. He's not the greatest MC. He's not the greatest lyricist. Not even the greatest storyteller per se, necessarily. I just love the way he flips shit and the way he paints a picture, the way he makes you see that shit. Also, the flavor and just the whole style that he has is just, it's just something that resonates with me as a more mature dude. You know what I mean? Like that's just my guy now. But always been a fan and always been an Iron Man fan because of that. Wolverine, obviously. Spider-Man, been a fan since the black suit. Like I was a little kid. Like when that shit came out, I started buying comics around that time. Black suit, Spidey, Spawn. That's when I kind of got into comics myself. He said, what are some of the similarities in the way that comic book creators and rappers create worlds? Nas said, artists, in a sense, are superheroes because they help people get through tough times. They lift people up. It's the music in the gym when the people are becoming superheroes. I had a song called Superhero Status, and it's just about everybody has a superhero in them. They have to tap into it, reach that level of positivity. Have you ever thought about what you want your superpower to be? He said, yeah, man, we let the world know October 10th. It's all in there, built on the character based off me. Yeah. Did you have okay? So he's talking about the album or the comic, I guess. What? Yeah, the album does the. I think the album drops on the 10th too. So yeah, that shit's coming out in a couple days. Let's see. Did you have creative input on the comic book? Every one of us had a bunch of questions and a bunch of ideas, and we put together what we felt would be the best representation of us and a comic book superhero. That's dope.
Mm.
Sadly, Big L wasn't there, but yeah, that's dope. That's dope. They all put in. What do you think the Legends Has It series conveys about classic New York, about the classic New York sound? Nas said, it's 1995 all over again. Sometimes I feel like 2025 has that feeling. It's not going backwards, it's going forward, though. It's that feeling of urgency, that vibration, the celebration of life, and these songs and these albums, what they meant 30 years ago. It's still thriving right now. Even from younger people, they are all derivatives of that early sound. And these artists here, from Slick Rick, he is the reason that all of us even have a pen in our hands. You look at him and you think of Mobb Deep, and you think of Raekwon and Ghostface, De La Soul. It's some of the most different, brave, bold, intelligent hip hop music ever made. And of course, we lost some of our brothers along the way, but we still represent for them, and they're still representing themselves through the series. It's a celebration. He's talking about Big L. It's a celebration of great impact, a standard that they set that we could never forget because it keeps us aiming higher. This series is to encourage and inspire hip hop and remind us all of the pureness of hip hop. I hope that we can all do this together. And let's see. How does your project with DJ Premier coming along? I can't wait for people to finally hear it. I don't know about anybody else, but for me and him, it was personally a long time coming for us to do it. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Y'all supposed to have been did this shit. Nas and Premier, bro. This is like,
Yeah, I say the same thing.
Jelly, bro.
That should have been done 10 years ago, before Guru passed. They should have did something with a lot of people should have did stuff with Premier and Guru. Or
Yeah,
just
I
Premier,
think,
everybody. Yeah.
I
I
think
really believe
Nas
it.
and Premier is the perfect combination. I think Nas sounds better with Premier than Guru does, and that's just. And a lot of people complain about Nas's beats, but no one ever complains when he does a Premier song.
No, they don't. But like Nas said, if you listen, and you know what, and I gotta agree with him on it, because I'm just let it be known. There's a lot of Nas albums I didn't like. Like I was just like, all that, man. Like yeah, but everybody was raving about it. Yo, did you hear Nas? I'd be like, man, it was alright. I got it. I heard it. But I own every album he ever dropped. He dropped what 17? I have all 17 of them. But I went back and did what he said. I went back and listened to him. And now I think they're the dopest hip hop I've ever heard. I was like, yo, this joint was hard. Like I was like, damn, where was I? What was I thinking back then? And he was right. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me at the time. But when I went back and listened to it, yeah, I had to say it was very creative, very like the beats were on point. Everything was on point, bro. The production, I can't complain. I just didn't see it then, but I can see it now.
He still has questionable beats though, and you know everyone has their own style, and it's just honestly it's what he likes. That's the shit he likes. Like he never put a beat out that he didn't like. So you just got to look at it like that. And a lot of that's how a lot of people don't like Nas because of that, or a lot of the people that don't like Nas don't like his beats. And
remix it. That's what I tell them.
Part of it.
Remix it. You can do that in hip hop.
But that's part of that. But that's part of that rapper though. See, like the rap, like if you like a certain rapper, you gotta like them for everything, even their taste of beats, like because that's part of that person. Right? You can't be a fan of that artist if you don't like what that artist produces. If you have to take that artist's work and then throw another artist's beat on it, you must not like that artist too much. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, so, and I even when I go back now and listen to a lot of Nas, like some of the beats are not the best. Like they're just not. But that's just my opinion. It's
Mhm.
my opinion. That's just my opinion. Obviously, a lot of people share that opinion, but it's still an opinion that obviously Nas doesn't have. But DJ Premier has a very particular sound, and it's
Yes, he
like
does.
you just know when you. I mean, I do when I hear a Premier beat, it's no question. And Nas just that they both have something that it's like a vibe. It's like they both have this essence of New York, of hip hop.
Because
When I
RZA,
hear Premier and Nas, like I hear the essence of New York City like flows into my body in some spiritual shit. Like
yeah,
that's how I think about Nas and Premier.
when you hear a Premier beat, you know it's a Premier beat. It's that scratch he put on it, and the way he does it. RZA once said that Premier told him he does that on purpose. He said Premier does that on because then that's how you know it's him. You know it's his beat. And he said he does it every time. He's been doing it for years. And RZA said he always thought that was a super ingenious. He said I always thought that was super genius because he said when you hear that certain scratch, and you hear that intro that he does on every one of his beats. He's like, you know, it's a Premier beat. You already know that. He said he did that so that people know it's him when they hear that, when they hear his beats. Still doing it now.
Through the years, y'all have spoken about being in the studio, possibly working on a project. How many songs or ideas from those periods have carried over to what we're going to hear soon? Wow, that's a dope question. I'm going to say at least 2 of those ideas happened on this album. We didn't get a chance to do them when we were talking about them, but we finally got a chance to put those recordings together this year. So, yes, talking about Premier and Nas. So, as you've heard interviews and stuff, they've been talking about certain projects and certain ideas that we never got to hear. And so that's what he's talking about. Mobb Deep's album is coming out October 10th as well. Can you speak about the legacy of Mobb Deep? Prodigy specifically, what is the rap world missing without Prodigy being here physically? And we did hear a Prodigy song recently too that just came out, and it's I don't know. I wonder about these songs, if these are just songs that Prodigy chose not to release. And that's like so much with Pac's music. Like we would hear so many songs that never came out because he didn't think they were good enough. And it kind of, in my opinion, I'm not a fan of it because we love these rappers and we love these artists, and we want to hear more from them. But do we want to hear their worst? And do we want their legacy to be sullied by the last music we hear from them being shit or not as good or not their best? And like, does that, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather them go out at their peak when we're hearing their best music. Machiavelli is one of his best albums, Pac, you know what I mean? So like, that's I don't know. I feel like with Prodigy, it's probably a lot of music that he chose not to release, but they are doing an album, so we'll see. And Havoc obviously probably has everything they fucking recorded somewhere, so it may be good. It may be good, but
He said, Abbott said in the interview that it was music he did with Alchemist, and he did do a dope album with Alchemist, and they might have recorded a bunch of songs. And he said it's older music, and they reworked it and put new beats to it, and he got on it, and that's how they made the album. But I remember when he was working with Alchemist real heavy because he did like 2 albums with Alchemist. I got him. One's a mixtape and one's an official album. He might have did more, but I know I got at least 2 of them, and they were dope. It was super dope. So and Ghostface said, I just seen an interview with Ghost. They asked Ghost about the about.
I mean, are you talking about the Prodigy album?
Yeah, Prodigy did one with Alchemist. It's
Oh
called
no,
something. It's got Einstein on the front. It's
no, I'm
green. It's
talking.
like a green album.
But this is a Havoc. This is Havoc. I mean, I don't know.
Havoc said in an interview I watched. He said that the music that they did, the stuff they about to put out on the 10th, the lyrics they got from
Havoc
Prodigy
is
that
putting
he
out
did,
the music on the 10th,
right,
done by
but they got
whoever did the music. Yeah,
it was him.
I'm
It
saying
was him
Havoc
and Alchemist.
has all the music that
Oh, he
Prodigy's ever
probably does.
recorded,
He might do, but I'm just saying he
and
said it
that's
was
what
music
he's
that
putting on the album. He's
right, and he
putting
says
he
some of the
has
stuff is
all the
stuff
music.
right, stuff that they did with Alchemist. The Prodigy
Yeah,
did
stuff
with
they did with
Alchemist.
Alchemist and other
And
people
then,
too.
right, and then Alchemist reworked a lot of the stuff for him. So him and Alchemist, put the joint together, and that's what the
Well,
project.
Nas
You
said
know.
Prodigy's one of the best, and it's unfortunate that he's not here because he was a presence in hip hop that was heavy. He still is. Their albums are classic albums, and people throw that word around too loosely, but these guys made serious music. And Prodigy's raps, it was some of the best top tier MCing we've ever heard. And for
Wow.
Havoc to give us Prodigy today, for Prodigy's family to give us Prodigy today is a blessing to all of our ears because he brings us back to when shit was high level, top tier MC. What are some of your favorite memories of Prodigy, the person? The picture that I want. Hang up. Hang on. Hang on. Uh, uh the picture that I want to get blown up, it's like Prodigy's telling me something about I'm looking off into the distance. We were in New York. Every time we would see each other in that type of environment that was a show or something like that, it was a together feeling like we're in this together. In the song Eye for an Eye. Outside of that, we were different. Wasn't seeing each other, but when we did see each other in a music place where there's live and we could communicate there, me, him, and have it would be brief, but it would be a happy family moment. Yeah, I didn't really want to read that. It didn't make a lot of sense. What does it mean to you to be able to drop the Big L project and potentially introduce his music to a newer generation? Big L was ahead of his time, and there's some quotes out there from me about Big L, like how terrifyingly good that he was. It made me have to step up my game. We were both signed to Columbia Records, and I think the world never got a chance to get Big L the way they wanted him. It's a blessing to have this celebration of him, and it's a reminder that there's different variants of hip hop, and they're all dope. But when it comes to lyricists, Big L's the standard. A lot of people are safe out there in rap because Big L's no longer around. There's a lot of stuff floating around today that's not really good. This album will remind you that it's not about hype, it's about art. And that's what Big L's doing with this album, reminding the world, reminding New York that even though there's a different style and different styles that you should do and play with, which are very dope, never forget what this shit comes from. The roots of this shit is serious talent. Speaking to the MCs of today, the kids that want to just say 3 lines and repeat it over and over across some beat and record it on their phone and upload it on SoundCloud and act like it's hip hop. No, like people fucking worked hard and built skills for this. But yeah, Big L, bro, Big L was the standard. Like that's one of those guys that, yeah, we definitely did not get enough of. Obviously, we got really an album that was thrown together with what was left, and yeah, if there's music that he's done, it'd be great to hear it. I hope it's good. I hope it's good enough. I hope it's of the quality that Big L would have wanted us to hear. But when it comes to like Big L, bro, it's like any little thing we can get, we want, because we really don't even have like a full, album. Really, I don't even consider the Big L music an album, but because he didn't put it together as one. Could you speak to De La Soul's legacy and their upcoming project? These dudes from Long Island had a different perspective, almost hippies in hip hop. Yes, Big De La Soul were the hippies. The hardest dude on the street was blown away by De La Soul because their expression, they gave us multiple colors through music. They had something that spoke to us. The first time we ever saw television, heard music, it was all wrapped up in the imagination of Pastanus and Maceo and Dave. You've done features on every album that's dropped so far. Did you give any specific direction of the vibe you wanted to rhyme on, and did it just kind of happen organically? Let's see. I just wanted to talk about the comic book stuff here. Did you anticipate Legend Has It? Series being annual. Just guys, 11 years. Documentary chronicling hip hop show. Big. Oh, your documentary chronicling the hip hop show video Music Box. You mentioned almost starting a crew with Biggie and called Goodfellas. Do you remember what that was? Do you remember what do you remember about that? Were there any plans to drop music as a duo? No, we didn't get that far. It was just like, yo, let's go with this. So life took us into different things. I went where I went. He went all the way with Bad Boy, and he built up what he built up. So we were definitely talking about it, but we never got to follow through. The wind just grabbed us and it was over. We was just going separate directions. And yeah, Biggie obviously gone way too soon. But yeah, so there's a documentary. It's called. It's about Video Music Box, and it's phenomenal. It blew me away. I loved it. And yeah, that's where he did mention that him and Biggie were gonna have a little group called Goodfellas before they blew up. I think that's it about the comic stuff. Have you ever recent headlines about how you and Jay-Z both trying to build casinos in New York? Your bid moved forward and sparked more Jay-Z versus Nas debates among your fan bases. Why do you think some fans still keep tally on that years after it's been cool? It's just a thing that some people are going to talk about. No one has any control over things like that. I still study Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Some rap fans just like to go off on those things from time to time. That's it. Yeah, that's it for the comic stuff. But that's all I really wanted to do was the comic stuff. The rest of the article you guys can see on Rolling Stone if you have the subscription, which costs like $8 a month or something. Avengers Doomsday has revealed some Sentinels, and including who will control them when they clash with the Earth 10005's X-Men. And that's and there's plenty of intrigue surrounding what the X-Men are going to be bringing to the table in Doomsday. Through the various rumors and set photos and all that have sort of helped us piece together at least one mate. Stu, you wake up, bro. At least one major action sequence. It appears that the Avengers and Fantastic Four will arrive on Earth 10,005 in search of the missing Franklin Richards. So Franklin Richards gets taken from Earth from Fantastic Four to the Fox X-Men, and the Avengers and the Fantastic Four clash with the X-Men to eventually put their differences aside to take on the far deadlier threat, which is the Sentinels, and that's one possibility. The mutant hunting robots will target the X-Men in this sort of introductory scene that kind of sets it up. And if the battle is ongoing when we first catch up with the mutants, it could explain the absence of characters like Rogue and Storm and Jean Grey. Wouldn't be hard to kind of mention that they'd been killed by a Sentinel or whatever earlier in the battle or something like that real quick. And one of these scoopers online has scooped and claimed that they found that Dr. Doom will be the one controlling the Doomsday Sentinels. He said, Doom will have the ability to control machines or robots through the runes, taking command of the X-Universe Sentinels. In several concept sketches, the Sentinels are shown with green runes across their bodies. So think about Dr. Doom with the runes and the magic. Yeah. And then he goes on to say that he expects both Famke Jensen and Halle Berry to reprise their roles as Jean Grey and Storm in the movie. And then he later shed some light on what he's heard about the upcoming Avengers Secret Wars. He said, like in the comics, after all the universes are destroyed, Doom creates his own world, and all the heroes forget their past lives and serve God Emperor Doom. A small group of surviving heroes tries to reverse the situation, overthrowing Doom from his absolute power over the world. Much like Secret Wars and Battle World and the whole thing. And obviously, these are rumors that should be taken with a grain of salt, because this is far, far away from the release of the movie and Doomsday and Secret Wars. But this scooper had shared details on the movie's new costumes based on the concept art that he'd supposedly seen. Months later, his descriptions were proven accurate, and so there may be something to his inside scoop. He may be, he may really have some insight. So, because he's been proven to in the past. Now, Doom using magic to control the Sentinels is a very intriguing prospect, and we bet that somehow this leads to the creation of his Doom bots, because you gotta have Doom bots. Gotta have Doom bots. Avengers Doomsday, it's gonna have the whole crew, all the Avengers, all the X-Men from the old movies and stuff, and the Fox and everything, and Fantastic Four First Steps cast as well, of course. And then you got your Channing Tatum and that whole Deadpool Wolverine cast and crew, Chris Evans and the whole nine. Ryan Reynolds obviously reportedly going to appear. Wasn't announced, but probably going to be there. Russo brothers direct the movie from a screenplay by Stephen McFeely, with whom they previously collaborated with the Avengers and Captain America franchises. So good stuff that they've done in the past. Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Michael Waldron is also working on the script as well. Avengers Doomsday is supposed to release December 18th, 2026, with Avengers Secret Wars December 17th, 2027. But yeah, man, Sentinels, man. Doom controlling the fucking Sentinels. How cool. How cool.
That's going to be cool.
That's going to be dope. James Gunn has 5 shows coming out, 5 movies or 5 projects, you can call them, I guess, because they're movies and they're shows, and then they're also, you've got Supergirl coming out June 26th, 2026. You got Lanterns coming out early 2026. That's the Green Lantern show on HBO. You've got Clayface coming out September 11th, 2026. There's an untitled to be determined mystery series that is falling somewhere between there that no one knows about, that is just completely under wraps. Could be Blue Beetle, but I don't think so. Then you've got Man of Tomorrow, July 9th, 2027, which is the Superman sequel with Lex Luthor as the main protagonist. And then Supergirl, what else? James Gunn is not having Robert Pattinson in the Batman movie, guys. Fucking stop. Jesus Christ. This debate. Oh, it could be like people are actually think like they're just fooling us, man. It's gonna be Pattinson, I'm telling you.
Yeah, let it go. Let it go. We won't know until we
not only do we know, it wouldn't even make sense for it to be Pattinson. It couldn't be Pattinson. First of all, he's too young to have a teenage son. That's Robin. Second of all, he's from a realistic dark crime drama with the skin of Batman. And the DCU Batman is very much going to be a comic book movie. That's nothing like that. It's not. There's no way Pattinson could possibly be in the movie. And it just, not only does it not make sense, not only is it is it not feasible? Gunn has fucking told us
it's Elseworlds. It's not even.
It's not happening.
It's not part of main continuity.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't matter. You can. They're gonna do it, and you're gonna watch it and enjoy it. But it's an Elseworlds. That's what he said. It's an Elseworlds thing.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. And then you've got the Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've got very, very, very I don't know what you call it, good theories that there may be some symbiote action, some black suit action
Well,
But,
seen a picture on X with him in a black suit,
that's not real.
but I don't. Yeah, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was because the way it was shown,
No, it's not
it
real.
was like a behind the scenes. I was
No.
like, nah, they wouldn't let nobody get a picture. If that, let's just say it was real. They're keeping that under wraps. They're not letting nobody get that
Yeah,
out, and that's not
yeah.
gonna get it. Yeah.
But we'll never get a suit that accurate. Like we'll never get a suit that looks that cool.
And it was accurate. That's why I was like, nah, this can't.
Not that yeah, I don't mean that like it's not that it won't be cool, but like, Hollywood always wants to make it organic or seem like, I don't know, it's just never, like they want to just give us a costume because it has to all be functional. There has to be a reason for everything. And yeah, it's just not gonna happen. It's gonna be, I mean, we'll get the red and blue suit. That's pretty accurate. That's looking good. But I think the symbiote, I'd be blown away if it looks like anything like the comics, like the black suit with just a real solid big white spider. Nah, I don't know. Very unlikely.
I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed. Wait for the product to come out, and
Go
we'll
ahead.
go from there. Everybody keeps guessing. Everybody wants to guess and know that you guys taking the fun out of it. Man, let's just see what they give us, and let's go from there. Everybody
July
keeps.
31st,
Hey,
2026.
I can wait. That'll be here way before you know it. I mean, what? Friday's the 10th or something like that. What's today? Today's the 8th.
Mhm.
Next week we'll be halfway through the month. By the time we do this show next Wednesday, we'll be halfway through the month. So
Yeah.
it'll be here. It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. John Bernthal coming in as Punisher. Sadie Sink from Stranger Things casting. Wild speculation of who she'll be. Some believe she's going to portray Gwen Stacy. Some think Spider Gwen, that kind of thing. Others think she'll be Mayday Peter, Mayday Parker, which is Peter and MJ's daughter from an alternate future. Or even the young mutant Jean Grey, like a young Jean Grey. People are thinking of Firestar, so all kinds of different theories. Marvel and Sony very much keeping quiet on that still for now, which only fuels the curiosity about her true role. So it better be something cool. If it's boring, they're going to really piss me off. John Bernthal again coming in as Punisher. That's cool because, and I think that he's going to be even more
John Wick.
of a gray area. Like, yeah, he's not going to be very much like a good guy. He'll be more like an anti-hero, but more anti than hero. And in the comics, he's also becoming like a villain. So there's that. Michael Mando will return as Mac Gargan, better known as Scorpion, who first appeared in Homecoming. And, you've seen him in like Better Call Saul, that guy.
We wonder what happened to him. We wonder if he's ever going to play Scorpion. Man, we're
Yeah,
kind
he
of
is.
excited about it. Yeah, everybody was, because he got locked up. And we were like, dang. It's like, is he ever going to? He was close.
Yeah.
He was close.
Yeah. Rumors also point to Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, better known as Daredevil, coming in. His brief cameo in No Way Home had a lot of met with a lot of excitement, a lot of hype. So the idea of these street level heroes teaming up is a very, very exciting idea and prospect. So with Punisher as well. So the potential is very, very, it's very likely. And then, like I said, July 31st, 2026. But what makes this story different? Unlike No Way Home, which was packed with nostalgia and multiversal cameos, Brand New Day seems to be focusing on intimacy and identity. Peter Parker starting over in a city that no longer knows his name, without his mentors like Tony Stark or Doctor Strange to guide him, without the support of MJ or Ned. So hopefully, which I think all that stuff needs to be taken away anyway. He doesn't need, none of that's part of Spider-Man, right? Wasn't ever part of his comics, never part of any like movies or cartoons in the past. Like, we don't need this big supporting cast around Spider-Man. Like, it's not a fucking Avengers movie. Stop. But like Sony's trying to be the MCU, and it's like, no, just fucking do Spider-Man, do it right. You bought the fucking thing. But yes, so now he's got to define himself as both a person and a hero. And so the premise returns Spider-Man to his core essence, a kid from Queens trying to do the right thing even when life knocks him down. That classic Spider-Man. And so it's a theme that resonates deeply with fans of the character who followed him for decades. So I hope it's going to be the most comic accurate, the most comic feeling Spider-Man that we've ever had. And perhaps most importantly, it sets a stage for a Spider-Man who grows up. Peter Parker has lost everything that made him feel safe. He's not a kid anymore. But from the loss should come some freedom and some growth that hopefully gives us something interesting and new. And I think it'll be a different Peter Parker, older, lonelier, maybe a bit wiser, a little less annoying if you found him annoying at all. But his story is no longer about living up to other expectations, but more about finding his place in the world now. And in many ways, this movie represents more than just another Spider-Man sequel. It's going to be a sort of rebirth, a rebooting almost, a character study, and a chance to reintroduce this character in a new way with the same actor and stuff. And so the multiverse sort of erased the past, but it's giving this new future these possibilities now for the future that gives them the potential to make a more comic accurate Spider-Man. And that's what we want. That's what we want, comic accuracy.
And an older Spider-Man too, because you got to think
more mature, yeah.
More mature. He's out of high school. And we can see like the grown Peter Parker now instead of the high school kid Peter Parker.
Yeah. Nick Cage is doing a live action Spider-Man noir film, and there's some merch popping out from the stunt team. Let me throw that up here. There it is. Spider-Man Noir. Spider Noir. That's a dope jacket.
That is.
Damn, I want one of them.
That is.
That's hard. I can't wait for this movie, man. I love the character. I love the fact that the movie's going to be black and white. I love the fact that Nick Cage is doing the did the voices, doing the scenes, the live action. And he's a big fan of the character and of the whole thing, and he gets really into it, and he's a big Marvel guy. So
yeah. All I can say is because he's a big fan of Ghost Rider. He was really into it.
I loved it. I love Ghost Rider. I thought Ghost Rider was awesome.
For real?
Hell yeah.
I don't like Ghost Rider, man. I like Ghost Rider the character. I didn't like the movies.
I'm a Nick Cage fan, though. I like Nick Cage. I get his humor.
I like Nick Cage movies. I don't
weirdo with being, yeah.
I just didn't like him as Ghost Rider. I you know what? I think if they would have got like a better director, had a better story, I thought it would have been better.
Yeah, the movie could have used some work, but I liked him in it.
And we only got to see Ghost Rider for like 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, they couldn't afford the effects back then to really have Ghost Rider running around for too long. Yeah, they didn't have the budget. That's what that movie really lacked, was a big budget. But that's because it didn't have the MCU behind it.
Nah, it didn't.
That's the only problem. But yeah, this will be cool. I think it's gonna be great. It looks awesome. There were some more pictures somewhere. I don't know. There was a bunch of pictures. There's a bunch of set photos and stuff of it.
Okay.
So this shit right here, bro, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a Game of Thrones prequel that takes place between the the current show that's going on in the original Game of Thrones. Well, no, yeah, the current show that's going on, is like 150 years before Game of Thrones,
Well,
and I
not that
think
far.
this is like 100 years. No, wait, it's that far. It's more. Let me see. I think it says right in here, like right in the beginning. Yeah, it says the story offered here takes place about 100 years prior to the events in a Game of Thrones. And the Game of Thrones movie or show, rather, what the fuck I'm talking about. Game of Thrones is a big epic show with lots of houses, great houses, lords and ladies and kings and queens and all that. What you don't get a lot of in Game of Thrones are the small folk. You don't see a lot of the lives of like the blacksmiths and the the wenches and the whores and the brothel keepers and the small folk, as they're called, the people who are not the nobles, right? The serfs of medieval time. And during the era of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, there's no dragons anymore because they've all died off. And while they're, in Game of Thrones, like there was no dragons either, but until, Daenerys had dragons. So there was dragons in Game of Thrones. There's none of that in this. And this doesn't talking like we're not going to see a lot of lords and ladies and houses and stuff. This is going to focus on small folk. It's going to focus on like, this main character. He's a knight and his squire. And it basically, is a very medieval sort of, seems really it'll be a lot more medieval accurate than like Game of Thrones was. Trying to get the goddamn poster up while I'm talking. All right, here it is. Stu falling asleep over here.
The tall tale. A tall tale.
A tall tale. It says because the guy on the right, his name is Sir Duncan the Tall. Mm-hmm. And the little bald kid is named Aegon, and so they go by Dunk and Egg. Duncan and Aegon. That's Dunk and Egg, and so you'll hear that term. Dunk and Egg is the There's a book, there's a comic. I think there's a book, Dunk and Egg, and Night of the Seven Kingdoms is this book. Actually, it's made up of 3 smaller novellas, and they'll all be represented in this new series, which comes out like in February here. I think January or something like that. Comes out real soon. Let's see.
Yeah. And no dragons.
No dragons. No, very, very realistic. Yeah, very realistic.
Tough one. It's gonna be a tough one to sell with no dragons.
Yeah, well, you'll see. Because it's gonna be it's not going to be the dragons that are going to sell it. It's going to be the writing and the dialogue and stuff like that. But it's a really well told story. So that's all that.
I was going to say, yeah. If it's a well told story, we can get with it. We'll be able to get with it.
So it looks like the Jon Snow sequel series is not happening. That's absolutely dead in the water. But there are several other spin-offs, Game of Thrones spin-offs that are happening. This is one of them. But there are a bunch of them. But they just wrapped production earlier this year in Belfast, Northern Ireland. This new poster here showing Sir Duncan the Tall, aka Dunk, and his squire, the secret Targaryen prince Aegon, aka Egg. So Aegon is actually the prince, the heir to the throne, but he's run off from the castle, and he's basically like running the streets with this knight that he met named Duncan the Tall, and they're just running the streets. And this whole time, no one knows this little kid running around like a peasant is actually the heir to the throne. He's a prince, and so in the series, let's see, it's going to star Finn Bennett from True Detective as Arian Targaryen, Bertie Carvel, and a bunch of names we don't know. So a bunch of British actors and stuff, but it'll be much smaller in scale than Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. So it yeah, like Stu said, it won't depend on its grandiosity to sell it or anything like that. It's definitely going to have to depend on the writing. And so it also ditches the big epic opening. Like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon both have this big intro that it's really epic and it's very iconic, and it's like 3 minutes long. It's like it's part of the thing, and this show is not going to have one at all. Apparently they're just going to like go, it's going to have like a title sequence, and that's it. This is like not like a sequence, just like a title's going to come up and then the show starts. Like nothing to it.
Like Alien Earth. That's how Alien Earth was. It was
Is it?
short. It literally boom. It shows like a couple names. It's short. It's
Yeah,
really short.
yeah. And then you got Tall Tale That Became Legend.
Man, so we'll give it a whirl. Hopefully it's good.
Oh, and based on the Duncan Egg novellas, set in an age when the Targaryen line still holds the Iron Throne and the memory of the last dragon has not yet passed from living memory. Great destinies, powerful foes, and dangerous exploits all await these improbable and incomparable friends. So, yeah, while there's no dragons existing in this world, there are people alive that were alive when there was a dragon. But that last dragon that they saw, they said it was all deformed and it was like no bigger than a dog.
Oh,
And so it's basically like a lizard, a big lizard. And that's what, the last dragon was. So, and like there's some old guy who was like still old enough to have seen it when he was a little kid. That's how
wow.
it is. So, but Martin previously confirmed that George R. Martin confirmed that season 1 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight, will adapt the first of his 3 novellas, 1998's The Hedge Knight, with plans to focus on 2003's The Sworn Sword and 2010's The Mystery Knight in future seasons if the show continues. So, correction, all 3 books will not be in the first season or the show necessarily. They will be in the show, but not the first season. The first season is going to be the first novella, which is The Hedge Knight, which I'm not going to pull it down. I got the graphic novel for The Hedge Knight too. So that's going to be the first season. And then if we do a season 2, it will be The Sworn Sword, and then season 3 will be The Mystery Knight. Currently, the Batman co-writer Mattson Thompson is working on an adaptation of Aegon's Conquest. So, anybody that knows anything about Game of Thrones knows what Aegon's Conquest is. Is when Aegon the Conqueror came to Westeros and conquered it. And they're gonna make a show about that. That's something that we've only heard about. It's goes back hundreds of years in the history of Game of Thrones. So it's like when the whole Targaryen line first starts, which obviously Game of Thrones is where it kind of ends, and so that's the whole deal there. So they're gonna do that. They're gonna do the whole bloody conquest is gonna be one show in and of itself, and then they'll do other like eras will be a whole other show. So then you've got what? Okay, so next January is when this show comes out. Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Next January?
This January coming
Oh,
up.
you already say, damn.
This
Like,
coming. Yeah.
it must be 22 episodes long.
Nah, it's let me see. Here's some Yeah, there's a lot of photos and shit, set photos and stuff. But all right, let's do these box unnings here. No.
Mhm.
All right, you got Budo done.
Well done.
Let's
All
check him out
his.
in all his glory, samurai
Mhm.
glory.
Bang. He's got the sword on there on the back.
Sword
He's
on
got
his
two.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
got one on his back and two on his hip.
He got two on his hip. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So we go, yeah. So, yeah. That's him with his mask. This is how I'm setting him up. I'm gonna put the sword in his hand and pose him and all that. But for now, we just
Yeah.
got it like this. This is Buddha. Boom.
Yeah. Pretty good adaptation, man. I'm super excited to get him, but I got my order delayed. That and Scorpion. Oh, you never unboxed the Scorpion. Never showed us the you should show us the Desert Scorpion in the box.
I took him out already.
Yeah.
I got him out. I got him set up. I didn't take the scorpion out because I don't know, man. I'm the animal thing that they've been doing. I'm just not. It's kind of
Yeah.
gimmicky. I'm just
Uh,
not into. You know?
uh,
Yeah, I
yeah, I
just
mean,
don't.
yeah. Pets are part of it.
But I don't see. This is what I don't understand. Why did the scorpion have to be so big? Like the original one, he didn't have a super big. You could have made it like a more medium size.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know why they made it so big. I guess they
yeah,
wanted to.
he got a mutated scorpion. He can't even ride the damn thing. I can see if he was riding it or something. But damn,
Yeah, I
the
guess
croc,
I don't know. They wanted to make
croc
it
master.
something where somebody couldn't just step on it, I guess.
Right. Well, Croc Master should have been the only one that came with something with an animal that big and Mutton Junkyard and Law and Order.
Well, they did do Croc Master, so that's true. So,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe it fits.
I don't get why Cobra Commander came with a small lizard. I don't get it.
Well, that's part of yeah, there's a reason. It's part of the comic and shit.
Yeah, okay.
So Morph, this is the X-Men Legends the Marvel Legends what do you call it? X-Men 97. There we go. X-Men 97 Wave 3. And there are the characters on the back. Wolverine's Logan, Marvel's Logan rather. Sorry, Jubilee, Emma Frost, Morph, Cable, and Sunspot. I did pass on the Sunspot figure because it's lame and boring, and they didn't make him Sunspot. He's just the guy standing there, so it's kind of lame. I did not get Emma Frost yet because they shipped her late, so no one got her yet. But the rest are here. So here's Morph. And Morph is a character. Yeah, he looks great. He comes with a few different heads. But there he is. Am I gonna have to break out the card? Looks that way. All right, so let's bust out the card. Give me the card. Give me the card. There you go. He's dope. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Morph. Morph is hard.
Definitely looks just like the cartoon.
Exactly. It's spot on.
Yeah. And he comes with his normal, or not his normal, but the X-Men, the animated series, first version of him had this head, like a similar head to this, which, let me get it. There you go. This, I don't know. I wanted this head to be on it because I wanted the original, like the classic Morph from the original X-Men the animated series. But this head just doesn't look enough like it. And oddly, the other head they gave you was this guy, Stryker. And this is a cool head. This is the first time Marvel Legends has ever done this character. God damn it. Commander Stryker. Oh, it's a really good looking head sculpt. Looks just like him. But you know, he's that's because Morph obviously, you know, morphs change into anybody. Next we got my man Logan. And he's a great looking version. He's got a couple of cool features. Check him out. Comes with a deck of cards. Yeah. And the cards are cool too because they come out like, you know, you can set them in his hand and like they actually hang on the fuck. They have like on the inside they have like card like actual numbers and shit. Those are pretty cool. You can put those in his hand if you want, or you can give him his claws on both hands. But I have literally like every Wolverine that Marvel Legends has done, so I got plenty of Wolverines with his claws. So anytime they do like a special hand or something different, I usually put it on there. God damn. The only thing is they do fall out easily. They're not very well thought out, like in the design. So you kind of wedge them between his pinky finger and his ring finger and just pray. But he's got a new claw design. I like that they're coming up with new claw designs with each one, but this one is just not a good one. This one, but it is unique. It's the first time they've ever done a tapering claw that actually goes like to a point in a tapering manner. It's hard to see, but yeah. And I want to turn it so that you can see the side of his hand, but it always keeps going out of focus for some reason.
Mm.
Oh well, fuck it. I guess I don't want to focus. But that's Wolverine. Then you got Jubes. Been waiting for a Jubilee for a long time. They have not put out a good Jubilee, at least one that I feel is like iconic enough in so long, and this one really hits the spot. And she comes with some cool stuff. She's got two regular, like just black gloved fists. She's got two hands that have her fireworks displays. There's one. There's one there. You can see one there. And then I put her other one in her hand because she also comes with another hand that has like it's shaped like this. And then she comes with like a little beverage that you can put in it.
That was her signature thing in X-Men '97. She was always drinking like a beverage.
And there's your beverage.
She had a little Starbucks cup.
But she's got a really great head sculpt. But all in all, she looks great, like the cartoon and stuff. This is cool. It's like a new. I don't know. The material is really interesting. You can see how shiny it is, and it's like pretty, flexible and stuff. So it's really thin. Like a nice raincoat, like her classic trench coat, and it's all soft, up to the collar and everything like that.
Yeah.
Sunglasses. Yeah, sunglasses don't come off or anything. They're part of the sculpt.
I think that's good.
That's fine. That's absolutely great. Yeah, that's fine. No problem with that. and then you can also, if you really prefer, so there's a couple options. This Jubilee that they did recently in a 3-pack is really good, but she doesn't have like street clothes or like typical Jubilee clothes, and so you can do a head swap and have the more traditional Jubilee with the bubble gum and stuff.
Mm.
It is gonna focus. There we go.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, you did a head. Yeah, yeah. It will work. Both heads will work on the other body. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the Asian Jubilee from the new cartoon, and this is the Caucasian Jubilee from the original. And last but definitely not least, my favorite character of all of Marvel, Cable. Gable.
Mm.
And here's the their last one that they did. So there's the comparison. This is the cartoony version of this.
Mm. Now I saw somebody that swapped heads with that Cable and the one that we got from the Gamerverse.
Yeah, the Gamerverse one, yeah. Yeah. Box un. And you can put the package back if you ever want to sell it as open box. Slide that puppy back in there and sell it as open box, which is more, you get a lot more for than loose.
Way more. Agreed. Way more.
All right, let's see. All right. Off the bat, he's got a funny looking leg. I don't know. I feel like is it me or is his shins really short? I don't know. I guess I feel like his shins are really short.
Mm.
I don't know. All in all, though, he's got a good feel. There's his tech arm, techno organic virus. Let's see, he's got nice double joints, no pins. Love the joints on these guys. I mean, it's a cartoony look to the Cable, but it feels more like an action figure than their previous Cables, which feel more like almost movable statues. This one's got a better feel to it. More,
Yeah.
like I just can feel it.
The scope looks good. I like it. I think this is good.
This is not that. That's more like you pose it and then that's it. Which is what we're doing anyway, so no big deal. But very, very much cartoons. Very, very much cartoons. Like this is designed and shaped and everything like a cartoon character. Like you might think it looks I don't know, cheap or basic or whatever compared to, this. But it's not cheap and under detailed. It's supposed to be like this. It's based on the X-Men 97 cartoon. A loose ass knee, boy. Comes with. All right, so the fist is gonna have to come off. This is cable, dog. He's gonna need gun hands. Nothing but gun hands. And guns does he have? Got a cannon and a hand cannon. He's got some nice blast effects.
Yeah, blast effects is hard. I like that.
Did you take yours out yet?
Nah, mine is going. I'm hanging him up. He's going on the wall next to my ROM.
Oh, gotcha. That's dope.
I definitely like him better than the last one they put out.
Can he hold the gun properly? That's the question. Yeah, it's decent. That's decent. Only thing I don't like is that this really cool looking pistol has nowhere to go. There's no holster or anything. Would be cool if he had like a leg holster.
Put it on his back or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he could dual wield, I guess. But he looks cooler like this.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And no, I'm not going to chrome him out because it's a cartoon. And it won't look right. And let's see. Then we've got the much anticipated, finally released Anakin Revenge of the Sith. And he's quite well made. Quite well detailed.
Dope.
He's got the scar.
Yeah.
You get the scars. Hard up to
Okay.
scar. Come on then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally don't. Star Wars is the only live action like characters that I get figures of. Like I really hate MCU figures and figures of like real people. And I guess it's probably because, well, two reasons. One, because the bodies look like regular human bodies, which aren't very interesting. You know, they don't look like comic book characters because characters are drawn, you know, in ways that human bodies don't look. They just don't. And that, and the fact that, secondly, you're also trying to make a small plastic face look just like someone that's a real person. And so it's always going to have this sort of uncanny valley quality, you know. But as face sculpts go for live action, this is for the money, this is great. I mean, it's not a Hot Toys, but it's also not a $300 figure.
Well, that's true.
So,
But it is worth what you pay for.
exactly. Focus now, bitch. Yo, man. Autofocus.
It's trying. It's trying.
You think you're focused or something? What are you focused on? Nothing in the frame but one thing in the middle of the frame and then a white background. What are you focused on?
There it is, right there. There you go.
Come on, you can do it.
Hold it steady right there. That's good.
Yeah, that's it. And then his saber is a replica of Darth Vader's lightsaber, which is really cool. Because it's like the real replica of like the real saber looks just like it's a little mini version of it. That's really cool. Which, you know, as a Star Wars fan, you may appreciate. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nice. I might have to hop on that brand. Black Series, you mean? Because Star Wars Black Series has stepped up a lot, but it's always been decent. It's always been really good. But all Hasbro has really stepped up. Marvel Legends, like, yeah. Once, first of all, let's look at this. Like, a classic figure would just have like this would be all just a mold. Like this whole suit would just be molded, right?
Mhm.
Oh, the X-Men, but it would be molded. But look, this is like soft.
You got layers.
It's layers, right? You got layers. You got that, and you got another underlayer. Look at that. Like you just don't see that in older figures, but nowadays we're starting to have this type of like attention to detail and quality, and it just does so much, I think, for
The collectability.
the quality. Yeah, just the quality and the way it looks. The X-Men line, that's the it's just these based on this X-Men 97 cartoon, but it's Marvel Legends. Still Marvel Legends. But yeah, they're dope. They're dope. This cable is dope. I think that's all the ones I got right now. It's all the ones I got right now. I think I showed you guys the other ones I recently just grabbed.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did everybody. You got it all.
We did them all.
Yeah. Did all the 2-packs. We did everything.
We did them all. So I'll do the unboxing of the Scorpion once he gets here. And
did you pre-order the Wolverine and Storm 2-pack?
Yeah.
Okay. That should be coming soon too.
Had to get that because it's Wolverine. It's a different. it's a new Wolverine. It's a new Wolverine.
Yeah,
Have to have it. It's one of the things I collect is like Wolverine. Emma Frost from this X-Men 97 will be here by the time we have our show Saturday. So I'll show you Emma Frost on Saturday. And she'll be the first Emma Frost that I have. This is the first morph that I have. Would have been the first Jubilee if it wasn't for this pack. Which
I thought you had a morph already.
3-pack. No. Do I?
I thought you did. You might not. I don't know. I thought you had more.
You might. I mean, bro, I don't. I might do and don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No morph.
No more fine.
No morphals. Ghost Rider will be shipping out on the 16th. The new Johnny Blaze.
Mm.
Or is that Catwoman? Oh yeah, the new Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer, will be on the 16th. Ghost Rider ships out on the 21st. Ghost Rider.
The Rider.
Where are we at? And Punisher. All right, new Marvel Knights series. So shout out to Jimmy Palmiotti, who we have also had on our show, which hopefully would be cool if we could get Jimmy back on to talk about this. There's a new Punisher that he's making, Marvel Knights Punisher, that he just did, and that's it there. Punisher debuts brand new code name, killing his greatest era yet. And Frank Castle's heroic era comes to an end as the Punisher transformed into a full-fledged villain. While brutally ruthless, the Punisher is commonly known as a key figure in Marvel's pantheon of comic book heroes. Frank Castle often blah blah blah. Both fans and Marvel consider Frank Castle a top-tier anti-hero. Storyline: Marvel Knights the Punisher, which takes place around the present day. One of these new comics, decades before the world plunges into chaos. Look at that. And it says right there, Palmiotti, Jimmy Palmiotti. Marvel Knights, the world become #1, the Punisher. And look at his new skull. It's not like a skull anymore. It's sort of like a bunch of rectangles.
Like a techno skull.
Right,
like a digital, techno skull. Like.
Right. Here's some Jimmy Palmiotti art. The latest synthetic drug Morello's men are pushing is called Zombie, or Z for short. Has a body count of over 300 overdoses and counting. What's the big rush? Big, tall, and angry? The party's this way. Frank Castle has plenty of experience fighting all kinds of crime, from regular theft to the most heinous crimes imaginable. Drug trafficking poses no remarkable threat considering how often he comes across it, but this time it's slightly different. The zombie drug is rapidly rising as the deadly and most lucrative synthetic drug on the market, and not because it's addictive. So basically, El Muerto. That's a cool Punisher like mask he's got. He's fighting this guy. So basically, the Punisher now goes by the nickname El Zombie. There it is. El Zombie.
It's a twist. We're gonna find out what the twist is later on.
The Punisher is brainwashed into becoming El Zombie. And yes, the twist is that the zombie drug is, the zombie drug's kingpin, Armando Morello, uses the very drug he traffics to eliminate all loose ends. Anyone who has a single whiff loses their free will. Since the Punisher gets himself caught, he goes through countless doses of the Z drug until he becomes Morello's new brainwashed henchman, inheritor of the nickname El Zombie. And the Punisher's willpower is seriously impressive. It takes an astounding 120 days plus some additional corporal punishment for Frank Castle to give in to the zombie drug. Yet the Punisher is still a human being with no superhuman enhancements. Once his mind and body yield, he becomes a pawn, just like any of Armando Morello's victims. Yeah. And Punisher sees what violencia looks like from the other side once again. It has been established that the Punisher's moral code is simple but absolute. He'll resort to the most savage torture and killing methods to torment criminals, but he'll do his best not to harm innocents. Now, due to his botched encounter with Morello's original El Zombie henchman, Frank Castle has become the very monster he spent his life to destroy. That guy he's fighting is the original El Zombie, but now he's, in his chest it says El Muerto. as El Zombie, Frank is ordered to massacre an entire innocent family while they're dining. And this is a chilling inversion of the Punisher's origin story, which we know his family gets murdered while they're dining by the mafia guys. And so, yeah, knowing physical damage doesn't really affect the Punisher, Morello reopens the wound that defines him. And when he eventually regains control, the Punisher will face the unbearable truth that his war on crime was never clean. No matter how many times, no matter how many lines he swore never to cross, violence always leaves collateral damage. The zombie drug merely strips away the illusion of control, exposing how fragile Frank Castle's self-righteous restraint truly is. The family's murder is the ultimate punishment for Frank's belief that the killing could ever restore moral order to the world. Yeah, that's
No,
gonna be.
why do we have to explore Frank's? See, and this is why we can't get a good Punisher movie, because TV does the same thing. They explore his mental capacity. Frank's, well, look, we all know why he does it. Let's just see him do it. Like John Wick, we know why John Wick did what he did. It was just fun to watch him do it.
Well, that's what they're giving us here. They're giving us a mindless Frank Castle that's El Zombie. He's just killing.
But I'm definitely gonna get it, and I'm definitely gonna read it.
This is right. This is what you've been asking for, man.
We'll see. We'll see what they do with Frank on this one.
Look at that.
That's a hard cover.
Yeah. And hopefully we can get Jimmy on here to talk about it. I mean, not
I'm on his
hopefully.
X.
I can get Jimmy on here. I talk to him on Instagram.
Man, I'll be on his X all the time. And he's tweeting. So we should get him back on here. That would be nice. He said he would come back. He said he'd love to come back. So it'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Now we've had a lot of Black, White, and Bloods. And I think we've even had a Black, White, and Blood Wolverine. Now there's Logan Black, White, and Blood.
I love the Black, White, and Bloods, right? I'm not even gonna lie.
And
I always get them.
yeah,
I love to get them. I should start slabbing them, but I don't.
Yeah,
but they're good. They're always good.
Yeah, I like to read them.
Me too.
This is one of 4. Yeah. One of 4. It says reveal Logan's never before revealed military service during the 1950s with a secret connection to a fan favorite Marvel character. A mission in a seedy 1970s Times Square puts Logan on the trail of a deranged serial killer, as told by Saladin Ahmed and Adam Kubert. These are 3 different stories.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Seems like it.
Oh no.
Usually they are.
Like,
Usually it's 3 different stories in one comic. So they
it looks like 3 in 1. 3 in 1. So Tom Waltz. It's the 1950s military service with the fan favorite character. The second one is a 1970s Times Square the trail of the New York serial killer in New York City, and then the third one is Survival is the name of the game after Logan escapes from Weapon X by Larry Hama, none other than the creator and author of G.I. Joe. So seeing him doing like a Weapon X is going to be insane. Insane. Can't wait for that. Oh, yeah. Kicking off in 2020 with Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood. Yep, I had that. I got that. Marvel's hit Black, White, and Blood line allows superstar creators to fully unleash comic books' deadliest characters in shocking tales dramatically depicted in black and white and blood red. Logan, Black, White, and Blood brings things back to the beginning, telling never before told stories from Logan's early history to his not so distant past to the present day adventures and beyond. Warrior, soldier, secret agent, superhero, Logan has done it all. Yeah, Black, White, and Blood, like there's been so many of them, bro, and they started with Wolverine in 2020.
Did they?
He's the OG.
Wow, I like him. I always buy. I done bought the Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood, Wolverine. I got them all. I think I know I got them. I got a lot of them. And I think DC does something like black, white, and gold or something. They do their
Yeah,
own version.
black and
Black,
gold. They do black. They did a red, blue, and white for Superman, or
yeah, that
red,
was
blue.
good.
Yeah.
Red, blue, and white was good. That was good.
I am Cable. They need Arnold to play Cable. You remember, dude? That'd be so dope if they had a Cable movie with Arnold back in the day. You know, Cable Arnold could play Cable now because he's old.
He do a good job.
Somebody needs to think about that, bro. You should
His
have had
accent,
Arnold in that biz.
he do a
That
good job.
why not? But he would have to tone it down. He would have to not be Arnold, which he can do it, bro. Arnold's really is an actor, bro. He's not just a fucking idiot. He's an actor, bro.
Yeah.
He's
I love
smart.
him as Mr. Freeze. I love him as Mr. Freeze in Batman.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
so
dope. I
funny
thought he was
to
dope.
me.
I thought he was a dope
Yeah,
Mr. Freeze, man. I'm never. I'm always gonna play that one up
yeah,
because I once heard a guy say he like Nuclear Man from Superman 4.
yeah. That was
And
pretty
he was
great.
like, and everybody in the room turned around. Was like, he said, "He's like, you guys didn't think I thought Nuclear Man was dope." We, everybody was like, "No, we just did." So if he can stand by Nuclear Man, I can stand by Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Why not? You stand by the Jared Leto Joker.
Love him. Love the Jared Leto joke. Loved
Speaking of Jared Leto Joker, there's the Jokerized Superman coming out. If you're into the Jokerized figures, which are just a cool concept. I like the Jokerized concept. I haven't gotten any of them because I'm just totally turned off of McFarlane. I don't want to buy any more McFarlane if possible, but every now and then he'll
it.
come up with something I need. But
They're too
like
expensive
right
now.
now,
Unless they're too expensive, Reno.
yeah, for what they are,
They're
they're
almost
way
40
too
bucks.
expensive.
They're almost 40 bucks now.
It's
If you order
ridiculous.
one
They're not
online
worth it.
and get it delivered to your house, it's closer to 50 bucks to get it delivered to you. So that's the
Yeah,
figure,
I'll do it. Never.
shipping. Yeah, unless it's something I
Look
gotta
at them
have and I
joints,
see
bro.
it
Look
in
at
the
the
store.
joints. How are you still got pin joints, bro? Big ass pins in the joints and ugly joints too. And the just horrible.
Mm.
Horrible. Here's
Red,
what's his name?
Red Tornado.
Red Tornado, right? I kept thinking
No,
Mr.
Mr. Terrific.
Terrific, yeah.
They said
This
put now they're supposed to come out with a Mr. Terrific. I haven't seen him. He showed pictures and everything. Now I will get that figure.
I'm definitely getting
Now
this.
that's him with all the rings.
I'm definitely getting this like cell shaded Green Lantern. It's dope.
That's when he had
It's
all the rings.
comic.
Now I'll get that. And that Red Tornado, I have one, but that one has a cloth cape. That one is dope. Cloth
Yeah,
cape. That looks like a cloth cape. That
it is.
and it looks better than the one I said. Oh, that's the World Superman,
Mhm.
but it's gold and black. That's dope.
Yeah.
I want that Batgirl.
Remember-
I want Batgirl real bad.
Yeah,
I want that Batgirl right there. I'm getting that Batgirl.
yeah, I'll probably get it.
I'm gonna go on a hunt. As soon as I know it's out, I'm going on a hunt. I'll get it. Yeah,
And then there's this
that's Starfire.
Starfire. Yeah.
But that's when something happened to her. She was something fire. I can't remember. I have to look it up.
And then here's his Bat Cycle.
Is that the one from the movie, or is that the?
I don't know why he did this Bat Cycle. You can't click on it though for whatever reason. And then can't click on that one either. Can't click on that one either. Can't click on that one either. Huh. You can only open the ones I've shown you so far. It's weird, but you can't open these.
Batgirl's hard, like that Batgirl.
Collector Con exclusive is all right.
Yeah, I seen that today.
So this is a new Dark Flash. I have the first one that he did. This is a bit better. Well, the face is for sure better. Definitely got some better head sculpts. I mean, yeah, it's probably better in every way.
It does look a lot
What's
more.
up with booty pad? Like you just got a separate.
They got a diaper on.
But yeah, that's a way
That's
more
the-
detailed
that's
face.
scope. Yeah,
Way more detailed than the one that
it's way
I
easier.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
$24. These are $24 now.
That
These
was
are all
awful, man.
$24.99. These are $29.99. These other some of these other ones, and then
Some of those are 34.
the Man Bat's 39. The fucking Bane is 49. The Batman with the Bat Cycle here.
That Bane is hard.
This is
Bane is
ugly. I'll never buy anything like this. This is just.
that's the one from the movie. That's the one.
What movie?
Remember the Flash movie?
Oh, Flash. Oh,
Remember he had the batter ram up front in the chase scene.
Look at that. Look how ugly that figure is, dude. That's horrible.
Yeah,
And then
that's the movie stuff. We don't do the movie joints. That's the
ugly.
movie joint, man. Yeah. All right, man. I gotta step off, man. It's 10 after that. I'm
Yeah?
paying attention to the time. Yeah, it's 10 after 9.
Is it already? Oh shit! I thought it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
18. Oh fuck.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I want this too. It's Frank Castle Punisher, just because it's funny, but I don't get the movie figures. But I think he'd be funny with the GI Joes. Like set him up like standing with the Joes. He'd look pretty cool with classified figures. Like just standing around with the classifieds. That'd be dope. There he is. And then she's about to drop. Can't wait for her because I want this team.
I want Sabretooth.
I want that Shatterstar and that Domino. Really, I don't really want this Domino. I want a different one. A more traditional one. I want a Shatterstar. This one, they need to remake it, but this one's really well done. Like it's a very good figure. It's one of the better figures. Very expensive on eBay. Very hard to get. Very, very hard to get. But she's the one that's coming out here. She's the last one that we needed for this team. And there she is. Farrell is her name. From X-Force. And she's on the cover of the X-Force #1 right there with Cable. But yeah, she's about to drop. These came out recently. They look great. I couldn't care less about Avatar, but they're pretty good looking figures. And then there is this Soundwave.
The whole web is on fire about this Soundwave.
$160.
Yeah, everybody's on fire about. That's the YOLO, right? That's the YOLO one.
This is not the one on Hasbro.
That's the car Tommy. I thought it was YOLO. That's the car Tommy. But YOLO makes a good one too. YOLO makes it really. It doesn't transform, but it's dope.
This one is supposed to be like. This one is like the original one.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah. No, that is exactly like the cartoon. It transforms.
There it is. Yeah, see?
If it transforms, it's just official. If it transforms,
yeah,
it's
it
official.
transforms. Yeah.
And it's got laser beak. Yeah, that's hard. Look, I gotta do it, man.
Oh yeah, man. Go on, bro. Go ahead, bro. We gonna wrap it up, man. But yeah, dog, we do this every Wednesday and every Saturday. So we'll see you guys this weekend. Be safe. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you Saturday with some new unboxings. And Yeah, dog. Remember what we always tell you. Don't ever forget.
Be water, my friend.